Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for grade 1. And we are learning Unit 9. Its title is My Friend. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation and worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is or modify it for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear children, today under the title of grammar, we are going to learn about describing words. Before this, in your Unit 5, Good Habits, on page number 43, I have already taught you about describing words. Remember? I hope you remember. Otherwise, you may watch this video lecture again. And we are going to learn further to use some describing words showing quality, size, and color. This is our today's SLO. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran Surah Al-Fatiha verse 1, in the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Yes, my dear children, what this beautiful verse is telling us. Better, this beautiful verse is telling us about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what it is telling us about Allah, that Allah is merciful. Allah is entirely merciful and especially merciful. So we should be thankful to Allah and we should obey commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So beta, let's start our today's lecture. First, you tell me what are describing words. I have taught you. Whatever you remember, tell me. And where we place our describing word in a sentence. Pause the video, answer these questions to your teacher, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, I hope you could answer about describing words like, describing words are the words used to describe or give more information about a naming word, right? And what is a naming word? A naming word can be a person, a place, or thing. Remember, I taught you everything around us is a naming word. So a word which tells us more about that naming word is describing word, right? Describing words tell us more about naming word. Okay, so everything around us is a naming word, and a word which tells us more about this naming word is describing word, right? Okay, so where do we use it? For example, if I ask you, what is the color of this door? What is the color of this door? This is a brown door. Now you know door is a naming word which refers to this thing, a door. And brown is the color of this door. It is telling us more about this naming word. That's why it's a describing word. It's a describing word of color, which is telling us about the color of this naming word, door, right? Next is, it is a wooden door. So, once again, we know door is naming word and wooden is a word which is telling us more about this door. That's why it's a describing word, okay? It is a new door. Again, new is a word which is telling us more about this door, and it's a describing word of quality. It is telling us the quality of this door. It's new, all right? So, describing words always come before the naming word. Okay? So, I ask you, where do we place it? As you see, it's a naming word, and describing word always come before naming word. Okay? So, describing words comes when we are writing or speaking. Before the naming word, we place that describing word. This is how we arrange it in a sentence. All right? Okay. So is the concept clear? Let's practice it through an activity. Teacher will show students cards or pictures, and every card should have a naming word on it. It can be in written form or it can also be a picture. Teacher will ask students about the color, size, and quality, like is it hard or soft, or it's cold or warm, etc. So students have to answer by using describing words. So pause the video, enjoy this activity, and then come back. Yes, my dear students, are you done with it? Good job. All right, now let's practice it from your book. All of you, open this activity, and what we are going to do, look at the above picture. Here is a picture. Look at this picture and fill in the blanks with appropriate describing words. Okay, what we are supposed to do, you will read this sentence and you will select the correct describing word to complete this sentence. Okay, and if you are confused somewhere, you may raise your hand, you may talk to your teacher, and teacher, whenever a student ask a question, you should give clues instead of telling exactly the answer. Make the child to reach to the answer. Okay, so pause the video, complete this exercise in your book, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. Okay, so it's time for your homework. You will write 10 describing words and use them with naming words. Okay, means 10 naming words and 10 describing words to explain these naming words. So here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide a printed worksheet to students for practice. And my dear children, what you are going to do, you will write describing words for the following naming words and use describing word of quality, size, and color, and you will also color these pictures. Okay, this is how you will complete this worksheet. And what we have learned today, we learned the concept of describing words, and we learned that describing words show quality, size, and color. So in this way, we achieved our SLO to use some describing words showing quality, size, and color. Are we done with it? Yes. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning and take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.